In the first part of the French Revolution, I told you about Louis XVI, about his lifestyle, about the different type of taxes, about the three estates. In the second part, I am going to tell you about the middle class. How the middle class they tried to put an end to the privileges which were enjoyed by the first and by the second estates. In the past, the peasants and the workers they had participated in revolts against the increasing taxes and the food scarcity. But they lacked the means and the programs to carry out full scale measures that would bring about a change in the social and economic order. Means they had no right to raise their voice. Whenever they raised their voice, whenever they presented their demand, they were arrested by the soldiers or they were put to death or they were put into the prison. In the 18th century, a group of the traders, when they went to the other countries for trade purpose, they come in contact with the other people. They come to know about the new ideas, about the different forms of the government. And whenever the traders went to the other countries with them, the professionals, the lawyers, administrative officials, the manufacturers, the merchants, they also went to the other countries. They also come in contact with the other people, and that was how they all come to know about the different forms of the government present there. They come to know about the different ideas presented by the people. When they returned back to their own country, they started thinking that now it is our duty to bring changes in the society. So, a prosperous new middle class emerged. That was a group of the wealthier section of the society. Group of the traders, merchants, businessmen, administrative officials, or the lawyers. They started giving the good ideas, new ideas how to form the society. And they said that a society should be based on freedom, equal laws, and opportunities for all. They also wanted to divide the powers of the king. Because earlier, if you remember, Louis XVI or the king had kept all the powers in his hand. Everything was decided only by the king. Even in the society, the three estates were there, and out of the three estates, the first and the second estate, they enjoyed all the powers. And the condition of the third estate was very worse. So they said, ki, why not to create a society where everyone should get equal chance to make the progress and then to improve their standard of living. The group of the people, the educated group, out of them, some of them were great thinkers. And the great thinkers were called as philosophers. In the chain of philosophers, the first name that is very popular is of John Locke. He wrote a book, Two Treatises of Government, where he refused to accept the divine powers of the king. Because earlier a time was there when the people thought that the king was representative of God on earth. So whatever orders the king gave, that was blindly accepted by everyone. He said, or we can say he was not in favor of divine power of the king. He said the king had no right to keep all the powers in his hand. His power should be divided. And John Locke's ideas were liked by or carried forward by another philosopher, Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Jean-Jacques Rousseau, he wrote a book, The Social Contract, where he proposed a form of government. He said, a government should be based on a good relation between the people and the king. He said there should be a good relation between the people and the representatives. Then only the people or the representatives would be able to make the better rules and the regulation. Then only that government will be called as the best form of government. His ideas were carried forward by another philosopher, Montesquieu. He wrote a book, The Spirit of the Laws, where he proposed that the king's power The government powers should be divided between the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. He said when the powers of the government will be divided, then only the better rules, regulations will be formed. Then only the people would be satisfied with the orders of the government. And all those ideas which were presented by the great philosophers were liked by the people. The ideas of these philosophers were discussed everywhere, wherever the people sit, at the tea stalls, coffee shops, at the marketplace. They always discuss about the ideas which were presented by the philosophers. Louis XVI, when he come to know that his treasury was empty, he planned to impose new taxes. When the people come to know about the idea or the plan of Louis XVI, they protested against the system. They protested against the privileges which were enjoyed by the first or the second estate. That was the time when the changes were observed in France. And that was the starting of the French Revolution. The French philosophers presented very good ideas. And that ideas were taken up by the USA. When USA got its name, or we can say when the 13 colonies got their independence, and when USA was formed, the American Constitution was framed, and the American Constitution included all the good ideas which were presented by the political thinkers in France. Even the American Constitution guaranteed to provide or to give individual rights to everyone. American Constitution has included the ideas of equality, liberty, and fraternity that was presented by the French revolutionaries. Not only America, the revolution was not started in France, but it was started all over the world. The ideas spread all over the world, and everywhere the people they raised their voice against the wrong or the corrupt rule of the ruler. Everywhere the changes were observed, and the good ideas were included in the constitutions of almost every country of the world. Thank you. Hope you like my video, and I think points are clear to all of you.